Welcome everyone to the Faculty of Social Sciences and Law virtual celebration event for our final year students, the class of 2020. My name is Professor Simon Tormey and I'm the Dean of the Faculty. It's my great pleasure to welcome you all today. Here we are together in this virtual space when of course we expected to be welcoming you to our graduation ceremonies in person this week. Instead, we're here together online to take this opportunity to instead celebrate the completion of your time with us. As you will have heard, this is not a virtual graduation event. You'll all be invited back to celebrate your awards when we are able to hold these events safely. But we do hope that today gives you a chance to reflect on your time living and studying at the university and in the city, and to look to your future. Some 5,000 of our students, both undergraduate and postgraduate, are finishing their studies at Bristol this summer. Today we celebrate our students from the Faculty of Social Sciences who study for many years in our schools of education, policy studies, economics, finance and management, sociology, politics and international studies, and the School of Law. Welcome to you all. I'd also like to give a warm welcome to our guest speakers today. Professor Hugh Brady, Vice-Chancellor and President of our university. Roy Karuri, final year law student and Bristol Students' Union International Students Officer. Today I'm sorry to tell you that due to a family emergency, Lady Hale, our guest speaker, is unable to be with us. The Right Honourable the Baroness Hale of Richmond DBE was our former Chancellor from 2004 to 2016, Honorary Fellow of the University, and the first female President of the Supreme Court of the United Kingdom. We send our best wishes and sincere thanks to you, Lady Hale. We know how much you wanted to be with us and the preparation you'd made to address our students. Lady Hale has kindly sent us over her speech, and Professor Joanne Conahan, Professor of Law, who gave the address for the conferral of Lady Hale's Honorary Fellowship from the University, has kindly stepped in at the last minute to read this to you. Finally, we're joined by some of the faculty staff and many familiar faces. Have a wave. Before we get started today, a few housekeeping notes for you and what to expect for the next hour. You'll see that for students and staff on the webinar, the chat function is open for you to use. Please do take the opportunity to thank staff and friends and to celebrate and reminisce, but please do use this responsibly and remember that this is a celebration event for everyone. You'll see a Q&A button below, and thank you to those of you who submitted questions for Lady Hale, but sadly we won't be able to have that Q&A session today. The event will be recorded to share with those that were unable to join us live. You will have seen your pre-submitted messages for staff, supporters and your peers before the event. These will also be shown again at the end of the event. You can continue to submit these throughout the event and the link will be posted in the chat. If you want to use any social media during the event, please hashtag Bristol Class of 2020. We're delighted to have BSL interpreters Rachel and Claire with us today. I'd now like to introduce the Vice-Chancellor and President, Professor Hugh Brady, to give his address.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to this special event. My warmest congratulations on reaching the end of your studies. As Simon said, this is not intended to be a substitution for your in-person graduation. We look forward to welcoming you to the Great Hall of the University as soon as it is safe to do so. But the occasion is a moment that's worth celebrating, reaching the end of your studies at Bristol. We're very aware of the effort that you've put in to get here, the long hours in seminar rooms, in lecture theatres, tutorials, in the library, all working towards the completion of your studies. You really have earned your success, you deserve your success, and I know I speak for everybody at the university when I say that we're very, very proud of you. I know this isn't the type of celebration that you had in mind when you enrolled in the university. Of course, none of us could have anticipated the pandemic. This is a unique response to what is truly an extraordinary event, and I hope that you and your family members, friends have managed to stay safe during these really, really difficult times. I'd also like to thank you personally for your understanding, for your flexibility, and for your resilience over the past weeks and months. Our entire community, students and staff, responded in an extraordinary fashion, and particularly that putting of our entire curriculum and indeed student supports online in a very, very short period of time. So it was an extraordinary effort, and you were part of that, and we really do thank you. It of course allowed our students to progress, and of course the class of 2020 to earn their qualifications and to graduate. I hope that you found your time at the University of Bristol inspiring, challenging, and rewarding in equal measure. The poet William Butler Yeats said that education is not the filling of a pail, but the lighting of a fire. And I hope you use your time at the university not just to acquire the knowledge and the skills that will serve you so well throughout your careers, but a love of learning, of research and exploration that will serve you well in all facets of your life over the years and decades ahead. I have 3 requests. The first is, and I don't think I probably don't need to ask you this, but just to remind you to thank your families, friends, and supporters who I'm sure have supported you in so many different ways, probably lived your anxieties with you, shared your dreams, and now deserve to celebrate your success. So if you can do that virtually or even better, physically and safely, please thank them and share the celebration with them. My second request is a reminder to thank our university staff. They are real heroes during this very difficult time. As I'm sure you're aware, and I'm sure you'll appreciate more and more over the years, a degree from the University of Bristol is a badge of excellence, recognized as such across the globe because of the quality of our academic staff. Your lecturers and professors are world experts in their areas of scholarship, constantly pushing back the frontiers of knowledge and deeply committed to their educational mission. And their efforts, of course, are matched by staff across the university, professional services staff, operations staff, technical and other staff, all focused on completion of your studies. So I'd ask you, particularly during these really difficult times, pick up the phone, send them a text, send them an email, or maybe if you're a traditionalist, why don't you write to them? I know that they will really, really appreciate those expressions of gratitude. It has been extraordinarily stressful for them as it has for you. My third request is to stay in touch with your alma mater. You now, this summer, join literally tens of thousands. Indeed, we've an alumni base of approximately 160,000 University of Bristol graduates across the world. And that community is really important for us. Many of those graduates are still actively involved in the university, and I'm sure you've met many of them. They come back and serve as mentors. They help us organize internships and work placements. And many of them remain involved in our students' union, in the academic societies, in our sports clubs, our halls of residence associations. And many of them provide vital support for scholarships and the development of our research programs and infrastructure. Most of all, though, they serve as ambassadors for our great university on a daily basis through their words, through their actions, and the way they conduct themselves, and for the passion that they retain for their alma mater. So I'd urge you to join the Alumni Association. It's a great way not just to stay in touch with your alma mater, but in fact to stay in touch with each other. So I know I speak for our entire community when I say it's been such a privilege for us to have been part of your journey to date, and we look forward to following your success over the years ahead. So congratulations again, well done, and stay in touch. And now I'll hand back to the Dean.
Thank you very much, Professor Brady. We're very mindful that we cannot fully understand what it's felt like finishing your studies in these circumstances. So we're really pleased to have some of your peers who will give us some reflections on behalf of you all. Your university career will have been about hard work and academic achievement, but it'll also been about the friendships and relationships you've made along the way. So I'd now like to hand over to Professor Roy Karuri, final year student studying law and Bristol SU International Students Officer. Roy.
Hello everybody, and thank you, Professor Tormey, for your lovely introduction. Welcome one and all to this event, marked to celebrate your respective efforts and to congratulate each of you for making it to the end of your degrees. There's a popular African proverb which says, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. And we, as a class of 2020, have been so fortunate to have people to help us at every stage of our university journey. Whether it be personal tutors who've been able to ask questions about academic issues, peer and past mentors who've guided us through ADAPT in our first year, or the wide array of faculty staff that we've interacted with during our time at this university. All of you, we say a massive thank you. Your passion and drive did not go unnoticed, and it is for this that many of us have succeeded in reaching this achievement. Undertaking and completing a degree is difficult in the best of circumstances, but especially so with everything which has spurred up due to COVID. From the inability to interact with peers in lectures and seminars, to having dodgy internet connection, fears of getting ill, possible financial insecurity, and parents despite how much you love them. Living in Bristol for me was an absolute dream. The city is filled with an eclectic mix of people, many different cultural backgrounds represented, and people with a plethora of interests who aren't afraid to be who they are. There's been so much to explore in the city, I've almost felt like a tourist alongside being a student. Whether it was visiting the Clifton Suspension Bridge, going to the zoo, having a picnic on the Downs, the list of things to do in the city has been endless. A litter of independent coffee shops on White Ladies Road and restaurants scattered around the city's along Gloucester Road ensure that there was never a lack of options for somewhere to eat out. Though to be honest, I always enjoyed a good burger. Museums and art galleries, theatres and a beautiful harbourside, the city truly provided a vibrant environment for a second home. Similarly, the city was everything a student could hope for. World-class academics helped us engage with complex ideas and develop our own beliefs and reasonings around them. With multiple study centres and libraries dotted around the campus, every day offered the opportunity to learn in a new environment. Though admittedly, 3 a.m. shifts in the ASS library were never the most fun of times. Both access to facilities and the presence of genuine care nurturing our minds allowed us to spread our wings, helping to develop our academic interests and shape our academic experiences. The future is an exciting prospect to think about. I'm currently a sabbatical officer in the SU before hopefully going on to qualify as a solicitor. The university is currently adapting its teaching to make sure that all the remaining students can get the quality of education which is synonymous with Bristol. The city is also adapting, helping people use public spaces like parks, aligning them with distance love hearts. Many of you will either have found employment already or will still be looking for it. An equally large group will be going on to pursue further studies. In as much as the future brings opportunity, there's still much uncertainty that lingers, given current global affairs. As such, I'd like to impart on you a few thoughts to hopefully help navigate what the future has in store for us all. I'm sure that many of you will have heard the saying, life is like a roller coaster. And this is very true, in that it will always have its ups and downs. But when these lower points arrive, I encourage you to meet this adversity head on. Every day you wake up is a day you can make a difference, no matter how small. So, be sure to show up every day and grab every opportunity with both hands. It may not touch your life currently, but we're living in a world that is desperately asking for help. Pollution is a reality that is currently suffocating our planet and is only getting worse. So, in your own way, I implore you all to think often and act more so to help clean up this world that we call our home, because we only get one of them. The end of your degrees commence new journeys for you all, and it is the qualifications you hold I'll give you the tools to contribute to the wider society around you and be the change that you would like to see. We live in a world where much pain and suffering exists, and people of influence and power seldom make it their priority to help the situation. So, I encourage you all to go into this world and look for where you can serve others. Kindness and respect are virtues to be sought after. To the friends you've made over your years here, make sure to stay in contact with them. You've been through some of the most challenging and exhilarating experiences together, with memories that will last you all a lifetime. So, continue to keep in touch with your friends as you go on to forge your respective paths, and remember that your network is indeed your net worth. I'm sure that the words of Lady Hale, as recited by Professor Conahan, will have more nuggets of wisdom to offer you. And being a former law student, I'm absolutely thrilled and honored that Lady Hale was selected as our guest speaker. All that's left for me to say is that you should look forward to a more formal graduation event when this will be possible. To bring about a close to your degrees, I can't wait to see the incredible things that everyone in the class of 2020 will go on to achieve. But that even when you leave this place, the phrase #WeAreBristol will always ring true. I'd like to leave you with a quote from Albert Einstein, which I encourage you to think about, especially if this is your last bit of formal education. The important thing is to not stop questioning. Kwaheri, which means goodbye in Swahili. I chose Swahili as I wanted to end in an ode to my cultural heritage and a nod to the rich diversity the university has to offer, both of which have made my time as a Bristol student unforgettable. Finally, I hope that you all go forth and be great. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Roy. Your time at the University of Bristol has been a rich and varied one. The staff that taught you, the professional service staff that have supported you, and the wider city will have all shaped part of your experiences with us. There are many more people than there are in this event today that would like to wish you well.
2020 is a year we'll never forget for many very challenging reasons.
Very strange time. You've done incredibly well to get through.
But for all of you, it's a year of celebration. The year when your hard work, your commitment, your dedication to your studies comes to fruition.
We know that 2020 has been an extraordinary year for everyone. But take a look at this year as being an opportunity to connect back with the people who've made your time at Bristol special and the city which made all that come together.
What I loved most about my course was every day was not the same, and the challenges made me a stronger person.
I found it incredibly invigorating listening to other students' projects, what they were really excited about.
Studying in Bristol with many people from different parts of the world.
And meet with my friends. Even after the lockdown, I still maintain in contact with them online.
The diverse experiences in Bristol is my most valuable part of my last year.
Getting involved in practical stuff and also getting used to the technology that I have never used before.
Being at Bristol, I've been given the confidence to grab the opportunities that have been presented with me.
Learning how to be independent and live alone in a different country.
My favourite memory of being in Bristol this year has been being involved in the Students' Union. I think that students' voice is really important.
There's a lot to be said for Bristol, and I know that throughout your course you have experienced the city in all its greatness.
My favourite places in Bristol would be the Royal Fort Gardens in the university, Clifton Village and St Nicholas Market.
Clifton Suspension Bridge, Harbourside, the Docks, Castle Park, College Green, Cathedral, you name it and you have it.
Loads of independent cinemas and shops. And I love the music scene.
The nightlife, it is amazing here. That's one of the most important things I'm going to miss.
Bristol is the twin city of my hometown, Guangzhou, and I'm a crazy fan of Shaun the Sheep, the animation.
Bristol Harbourside, where I'm standing right now. I love being near to the water.
Going to the park, going to the pub, or studying together.
Wills Memorial. First time I went into the Wills Memorial building, I felt like if I was in a Harry Potter movie.
My favorite place in Bristol and in the university would be Student Union Living Room.
I do love the Queen's Building as well. It's pretty cliche for an engineer, but I love the Queen's Building.
The creative spirit, like you can see the graffiti here, and also the community spirit that everyone is here together to support each other.
Everything is beautiful about this city, and I'm gonna miss the city as well as the university.
We've had a pretty bizarre end to our degrees, so I think if we can support ourselves through this, then we're going to have friends for life.
Class of 2020, you have finished your degree in a global pandemic. That's amazing.
Despite no one really knowing what's next in the world, know that you've grown as people, even if it doesn't feel that way just yet, and face challenges that you've overcome to be where you are today.
You will have worked hard to get your degree, so very well done. Be proud of what you have achieved.
There's also a truth that it's in the middle of huge challenge that we really find out who we are. We know that students have really stepped up, been volunteers and helped the city to cope, and that's been incredibly welcome.
Congratulations, class of 2020.
And good luck for the future.
Congratulations to the class of 2020. Well done, guys.
Congratulations all the students of 2020, and hopefully we'll see you again in the future.
Thank you very much, guys. I appreciate all the love, all right, and I'll see you again soon. There's a little blowtorch for you.
Congratulations, class of 2020. We did it.
So thank you for choosing Bristol, and really, really well done, and good luck for the future.
You'll know from your time at Bristol how special this city is. And I speak as someone who graduated, moved away and came back. Why? Well, a little part of Bristol stays with you, and we'd be delighted to see you back in the city at some future point.
Keep us in your hearts, keep us in your minds, be an ambassador for us on the global stage.
On behalf of everyone at the university, I wish you all the very best for the future and look forward to welcoming you back to Bristol when we can for our traditional graduation ceremonies. So congratulations again and well done.
Hey, I'm James Blunt. A huge congratulations. You have just finished the best years of your life, and it's all downhill from here.
It's now time for us to hear from a very special speaker via our Professor of Law, Joanne Conahan. Lady Hale served as our former Chancellor from 2004 to 2016, where she conferred degrees on thousands of our students. She's an honorary fellow of the university, the highest honour the university can bestow. Lady Hale has had a varied career as an academic, lawyer, law reformer and judge. She's just retired as the United Kingdom's most senior judge as President of the Supreme Court. I'd now like to introduce Joanne to read Lady Hale's address to social sciences and law students.
Hello, class of 2020. It's so good to be with you live, even if at a distance. I am sitting comfortably in my study at home in Yorkshire, rather than in the Great Hall of the Wills Memorial Building, where I celebrated the achievements of thousands of Bristol students while I was Chancellor of your great university. Being Chancellor is like being Queen. You get to wear the grand robes and do all the jolly ceremonial things like giving out degrees and prizes. But you don't have to do all the difficult things like run the university that the Vice-Chancellor and the trustees have to do. At degree ceremonies, my great ambition was to make sure that everyone who crossed that stage in the Great Hall left it with a great big beam on their faces. You will all get the opportunity to cross that stage when the time comes, and I hope that you too will have a big beam when you do. But we are here today to celebrate your achievements in getting through and completing your courses. Your achievements first and foremost, but also those of your families and friends who've helped you through, and of the university staff who've supported you in your studies. It is, as I always used to say, a great day, isn't it? And this is an even greater day than usual, because you have had to contend with so much more than usual to get to this point. You are the tech-savvy generation. You can do your research online, you can write your essays and exams online, you can go to lectures and seminars online. My generation envies you your skills. We have had to learn how to do some of these things. Most of us had never heard of Zoom until this March. But it isn't the same as face-to-face contact with your fellow students and the academic staff. And your surroundings may not have been as helpful as they would have been in normal circumstances. So many, many congratulations. You have each achieved something really special. None of us could have foreseen the chaos which the pandemic would bring to your lives. If there's one thing that COVID-19 has taught us, it is that we must expect the unexpected and do our best to prepare for it in advance. A university degree, whatever your subject, is just such a preparation. It gives you the skills you need to be able to turn your hand to whatever comes your way. The skills of thinking for yourself, of finding things out for yourself, and of working hard when you have to. It gives you the courage in the face of adversity and the resilience to pick yourself up if things have not been going your way. If you've coped with a Bristol degree course with added pandemic on top, you should be able to cope with whatever the future holds for you. I also think that a university gives you the values you need to lead a happy and successful life. A thirst to discover the truth, the fair-minded evaluation of evidence and arguments, and above all, a respect for the equal dignity of all people, whatever their religion, their ethnicity, their gender, or their background. University is a great place for meeting all kinds of people, and I hope that you have made the most of that while you've been here. I also hope that you have a lot of fun and have made some friendships which will be with you for the rest of your lives. As the lawyers amongst you will know, I have just retired as President of the Supreme Court of the United Kingdom, top judge in the whole country. The Supreme Court is the guardian of our Constitution and our fundamental rights. Last September, we decided that the prorogation of Parliament was not valid because of its drastic effect upon the ability of Parliament to perform its constitutional function of holding the government to account at a crucial time in the nation's history. Parliament has three constitutional functions: to pass laws, to vote the government the money it needs to run the country, and to hold the government to account for how it does that. In March this year, almost exactly 6 months after our decision, Parliament surrendered these functions in the face of the COVID-19 pandemic. It gave the government extraordinary powers to make rules without parliamentary scrutiny and to spend vast sums of money without their being voted by Parliament. There were fewer safeguards than in the emergency legislation which was passed in both world wars. The government has used those powers to impose extraordinary restrictions on our rights. The right to do business, the right to move freely about the country, the right to enjoy a private or family life with friends and relatives outside our immediate households, the right to hold gatherings, even in legitimate process about what is going on. Many of these restrictions could be enforced directly by the police without going to the court. I'm not suggesting that any of this was unnecessary. That is a political question, which I'm not qualified to judge. But I am suggesting that it is time now to try to get our constitution back. A constitution in which the government does not have absolute power and Parliament has those three vital roles to play. Fortunately, there is every sign that this is beginning to happen. In the meantime, my generation owes a huge debt of gratitude to your generation for putting up with these extraordinary interferences in your lives for the sake of the National Health Service and the older or more vulnerable people who are threatened to overwhelm it if the virus spreads too quickly. So, as well as the heartiest congratulations of everyone here, you also have our heartfelt thanks and our very best wishes for your future.
Thanks from all of us at the University of Bristol to you, Lady Hale. We're now coming towards the end of this celebration event, and it's now time for some student performances. First up, the Bristol University Singers.
Hello, Bristol Class of 2020. My name is Eleanor Cooper and I am Musical Director of Bristol University Singers, the university's top auditioned choral ensemble. I'm very proud to present a performance recorded by Bristol University Singers during lockdown. We're saying goodbye to a large number of final year students from across all faculties this year and wish them and all of you the very best. Here is Underneath the Stars by Kate Rusby, arranged here by Jim Clements.
I'm sure they'd like me if they only met me. They come and go of their own freely.
Well, that was amazing stuff, wasn't it? Fantastic work from the Bristol University Singers. We will shortly finish the event with one final performance, and then your messages will be displayed and the chat will remain open until 11 a.m. when the event will close. After the performances, there will also be a short poll for you to complete, along with some important links in respect to the Career Service and Alumni Association. It just remains for me to say thank you for joining us today. We sincerely hope it won't be long until we can welcome you back in person to the university for your graduation ceremonies, which are spectacular. Thank you to all of our guest speakers. On behalf of everyone at the university, including all faculty staff, it's been such a great pleasure to have you on this journey with us. The university has helped to give you the skills and the knowledge you need to make a real impact in your chosen field. We're sure you'll go on to do great things and are extremely proud of you all. From all of us at the University of Bristol, it's not goodbye, it's see you later. Thank you.
My name is Eniok Para. I'm a final year law student at the University of Bristol, and I also conduct the Bristol University Symphonia Symphony Orchestra. Symphonia is the university's orchestral society consisting of two orchestras, our Audition Symphony Orchestra and our Audition Philharmonic Orchestra. What you're about to hear is a socially distanced virtual performance put together by our members during the lockdown, a handful of which are final year students. So we hope you enjoy. See you soon.
Shot at the end and we just go.
Thank you.